was actually incarcerated, and somebody came to see me in the jail to attend Sovereign Health. This is actually my 7th treatment program. This last time I was caught with the possession, felony sales, and a couple other charges having to do with drug-related charges. And actually I did not seek this. I used this to get out of a prison sentence, and I had to complete a year in Sovereign Health, or else I was facing 10 years in prison. And as opposed to going to prison, I came here. Like I said, that Sovereign was willing to take on the responsibility, even though it did not turn out to be a year. I actually went to court and got signed off on a 4-month. I did 4 months in Sovereign, so now I'm going to continue with aftercare. Sovereign Health was different for me because of the group settings and the one-on-one counseling. And it's also because it's a dual diagnosis program, or co-occurring diagnosis program, meaning that they do mental health as well as drug addiction. So I was in the military and had some issues with PTSD as well as some childhood issues, along with a heroin addiction. And so it differs because the groups attack both issues, not just addiction and not just PTSD, but both, and teach you how to cope and deal with them. And like I said, I've been to several programs, but this has been the only one that's even had an effect. My first impression was chaos, and I wanted to leave, but since I had such a large penalty if I left, the repercussions would have been huge. I stayed, and things got better. Things got a lot better. My expectations were just to alleviate all court mandates that I had, and it did that. It took care of all the court issues, but also above and beyond that, my therapist was amazing. She got into things that I never really was willing to talk about or get into, and that led me to be more open in groups. That was a big part of it too, was after being here for a couple months, I don't want to say I was a role model, but a lot of the guys started coming to me for advice, and so I really took the role of being somebody that they could look up to and take advice from, and that also helped me do much better as well. I was one of the ones that stayed in many residents. I've been to 4 different houses. The first month I was here, I had some issues, but with the willingness of the program and under their understanding of addiction and relapse, they gave me another chance, and so I moved to a couple different homes. I'm finally at one of the homes now. It's the one that houses the most men. There's 11 guys in it, but I've been here so long I have my own room. But the house managers are pretty awesome. They're extremely nice residences. They're in a very nice community. We're a mile from the beach, and it's a new home with new appliances, and it's very clean. It's been amazing. Like I said at the beginning, I was not willing to even listen or partake in anything, but once I was here longer, I opened up to the staff, and I have very close professional relationships, but friends in the staff as well as with my therapist, and it's by far the best treatment I've had in any of the programs I've gone to, and I've gone to programs that were more expensive, county programs. This one actually was a nice combination of staff being involved, and then the therapy sessions were enough. There's twice a week in my case, so that was ample for what I needed. And they took an interest in me and my particular case, especially since I was doing 90 days. Well, at the beginning it was a year, but then later it came down to at least 90 days, and I've been here for 4 months now. So staying just 30 days is kind of just like a quick in and out. If you're here for longer than 30 days, you actually get to be more on a personal level with the staff as well as your therapist. And so there's a lot more interest, I think, taken in the individuals. Group therapy, you cover a range of different things from CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, or dialectic therapy, or dialectic attitude, as well as schemas and grounding, relapse prevention. The biggest thing for me was grounding, so that when triggers for me, like with use and old places or familiar places and friends, when things happen, what to do to talk yourself out of the craving that you're currently having that's caused by a certain trigger. And it helps you just look forward or play the tape through to see what could happen and what might happen, so you talk yourself out of the craving. A favorite group would be, there's many, but my favorite group would be with Gus, which is one of the senior alumni here, and any of his groups are pretty amazing. He really gets in with men's issues. He really gets into looking forward and how actions now can really affect you in later recovery, as far as being with hooking up with girls or breaking the rules. Maybe you're not using, but you're still not following the rules, and how it can affect you. And that hit home for me. Well, every day you wake up early, Monday through Sunday. Wake up at 5, make breakfast, have coffee, come to the center at 8, and then you have gym sessions, therapy sessions, with one-on-one with a therapist twice a week, or just groups throughout the day. And then there's lunch, and then go home around 1:45, stop by the beach for a few hours, and then continue back to the residence. At which point, if you have enough time, go back to the beach, maybe go play basketball, have dinner, go to a meeting, and then do your nighttime meds and go to bed. The staff, therapist, case manager, legal team, every aspect of this program has helped me, so there's not really one particular. A big part of it was my willingness to be open and to change, though. I mean, a lot of people aren't ready. If you're not ready to jump on the recovery bandwagon, there's no point even coming here, actually. You need to go do what you have to do. You need to be ready, because if you're not ready, it's just, you're not going to be open to ideas. If you know you're at the end of your road, and like I was, and there wasn't any other options, and I was open to change and to direction, then you're only going to get out of the program what you put into it. I'm a huge advocate for Sovereign Health, so I would recommend it highly. It's changed my life, for sure.